This podcast is not going to be perfect. Again, this is my very first podcast, and I'm sure that you can hear the planes flying over me, you guys. I'm literally doing this thing like I have no idea what I'm doing, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Shy-Bivia here, also known as the Legally Clueless Entrepreneur. Welcome, you guys, to my very first podcast. OMG, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Podcasting is not something that I thought really that I would be doing at least maybe a couple of years ago, right? But as I evolve, right, as an individual and as I grow and as my businesses grow and all of that, I realized that this is definitely something that I've been wanting to do, especially after starting my YouTube channel and all of that, right? And especially after last week, I actually dived into this Launch Your Podcast program. Shout out to David Shands. Love the guy. I actually bought his book too. But anyway, right, I'm all about entrepreneurship and doing the thing and just going after what you've always wanted to go after, right? And just doing it and just starting, right? I'm all about just starting even when things aren't perfect, right? By the way, I also want to say that this podcast is not going to be perfect. Again, this is my very first podcast, and I'm sure that you can hear the planes flying over me, you guys, because I live literally like 8 minutes from the airport, and literally these planes fly every 5 minutes. So I'm gonna have to figure that whole situation out, okay? I'm gonna have to figure out the whole sound and everything. Fortunately, my husband, he bought me this microphone thingy right here, so I'm using this to record this podcast. Shout out to my husband for doing that for my birthday the other day. He knows that I love shooting videos and stuff like that, and so he bought this for me. So I will see how this goes, you guys. I'm literally doing this thing like I have no idea what I'm doing, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. And second of all, I'm not only just doing an audio podcast, so as you can see, I'm doing a video, right? Because apparently it's better to do both video and sound, right? So you can throw it on platforms like Facebook, YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, so it only makes sense, as well as the other distributing platforms or whatever, right? I'm still trying to figure that out, so we'll see how that goes, right? But anyway, you guys, I just want to jump on here to introduce to you guys my podcast, and I will get into some stuff, okay? I will get into some stuff. I don't want this podcast to be too long, but if it ends up being long and you guys still listen to it, then I'll be able to kind of like filter out I guess my audience, if my audience prefer shorter videos or longer or whichever, right? But you know, I just wanted to jump on here and just do it, right? Just start, because like they always say, just start, right? Do it afraid, do it scared, do it clueless, right? Hence one of the reasons why I consider myself the Legally Clueless Entrepreneur, because I literally, you guys, half the times I start stuff having no idea how things are going to turn out, or you know, how I'm going to make progress with it, and sometimes not having all the pieces together. But I find that it just works better for me to kind of like jump in, and then I learn along the way, right? I learn as I grow, I learn from my mistakes and all of that. A lot of times I find that people get paralyzed, right, with overthinking, right, or stressing about the different pieces, like trying to put all the pieces together. And I totally get it. I totally get that you don't want to mess up, right? You want things to be great, you want things to be perfect and all that good stuff. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how many classes you've taken or how many coaching you've gotten, sometimes you'll still mess up along the way, right? You will still mess up at some point along the way. So if you are really sitting, and I know it may sound cliche, you may hear people talk about it, but I'm telling you this because I know this for myself, okay? I've been there, done that, right? If you're there sitting there trying to figure out, okay, how is everything gonna put together, or how is it gonna go in 2 months, or what if this happens, what if people don't listen to me, what if people don't buy it, what if this goes wrong, what if that goes wrong. Okay, I need all of these pieces to come together, right, before I even start. If you're sitting down doing all of that, it's going to take you forever to start, right? It's gonna take forever, and then you're gonna sit back, and then you're gonna wish that you actually started a couple months ago, or a few months ago, or a year ago. Okay? Take it from me. So don't get too caught up on things being super perfect, right? Because it won't. Literally, you guys, I'm filming here, and it's not my ideal filming spot. First of all, I just said that, like, literally planes are like flying over my head. So the acoustics, I don't even know how that's gonna sound. My husband was saying that I should record in my closet and whatever, but I don't think my closet will be a great idea, just because I also want, if I was just doing audio, then probably I would do it, but because I'm also doing video, I don't think my closet is the best place to do that, right? So here I am, I'm letting you guys know, okay, this is my first episode. I don't even really know what the name of my podcast is, honestly. I don't really have a name, right? All I know is that I wanted to start a podcast that revolves around business, right? Entrepreneurship, how to navigate, growing your business while you either work a full-time job, or if you've decided to just be a full-blown entrepreneur, how to navigate that and how to grow your business, stuff like that. I wanted to also be able to highlight other people, especially women who are doing the darn thing, okay, in business, all right, who have thriving businesses and stuff like that, right? I know that at some point I want to get people on here. I want to interview some people who are doing great in business and all of that, and I just wanted to also share my story as well, how I've evolved as a person and how I have grown, and how my business is, how they're growing and all of that. I just wanted to talk about life, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't really named my podcast as yet, because I just have these ideas of what I would want my podcast to be about, and some of the things that I want to talk about, just thriving in life, thriving, travel, all of that. Oh my gosh, I love to travel, right? My husband and I are actually going to Cabo in the next couple of days and stuff like that. Like, traveling is, I just love to travel, right? And it really sucks with this whole pandemic thing. There's so many different restrictions as to where you can go, and how you go, and all of that good stuff. But I love that aspect as well. So it was really hard for me to just decide what will be the name of my podcast, right? And so I didn't want to dwell on that before I even started my podcast. So that's why I decided to just start my podcast, even though I don't have an actual name yet, right? So I just wanted to share with you guys and encourage you, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to start, right? Don't get stuck on start. Don't stay stuck on start. There it is. That's the name of this podcast today. Not the name of my podcast, but the episode, right? Don't get stuck, or don't stay stuck on start, you guys, because it's going to hinder your progress. It is going to hinder your progress. I have a message for you guys, right? That's the message for you guys today, and I'm sure it will speak to some of you, right? And even though I have a message for some of you today, I don't have the name of my podcast. I'm sure you guys will still, find it somewhat helpful or valuable or inspiring, right? So people are out there waiting for you to start, right? People are waiting for your coaching program. They're waiting for your help, right? Even though you don't have all the pieces together, go out there and start. Go out there and do it anyway. So that's the main message that I have for you guys today. Like I said, even though I don't have the name of the podcast yet, that's okay. But I just wanted to encourage you guys today to not stay stuck on start, okay? Start today, do it afraid, do it anyway. I mean, even today, I posted in one of my Facebook group. I just created a new Facebook group last week because like as my coaching program is growing, I teach women how to earn high figures on using short-term rental platforms like Airbnb and stuff like that, how to automate it, optimize it, the whole 9 yards, okay? I have an actual online program, right, that teaches this. And so I decided to create an actual Facebook group. So all my students, as well as like other people who have reached out to me that, you know, are interested in business and particularly this short-term rental platform, to join, so that there's actually a community of, you know, people to support, inspire, and all of that good stuff, right? And I shared in that Facebook group today a challenge. I think I said this to say that I created a challenge today, right? To do one thing, at least one thing for the next 4 weeks, right? So for every week, do one thing towards your goal, right? So if your goal is to, I don't know, let's say start a podcast, right? Do one thing towards that. Like write down some of the things that you would want to talk about on your podcast, or write down possible names for your podcast, right? I'm still thinking about my name, you guys. So like I said, I try not to get stuck on stuff, but write down some of the things that you would want your podcast to be about, or just start, right? Just do one thing every single week towards your goal, right? So for my students, for example, that are looking to start this short-term rental business or Airbnb business or whichever, you know, the course itself outlines everything, like step by step, you know, of things that you need to do. And so I like to challenge my students and, you know, to follow up with them to make sure that they are on the right path, right, and that they're making progress. And I find that some people need that extra push. Okay, some people are like self-starters and are self-motivated, but some people just need that extra push to be like, okay, this is what you need to do, and you know, and all of that. So I decided to do a challenge where people are keeping themselves accountable, right, and having accountability partners to help them to achieve those goals, right? Those weekly goals, daily goals, monthly goals, and even quarterly goals. So I encourage you to do that today as you watch this video, as you listen to my voice out there. This is so interesting, like doing both. Let's see how this goes. But write down your goals, right? Yes, you may have this big goal. Like, what is that big goal, right? What is it that I don't even want to say what is it that will make you happy, because I do believe that happiness is basically a choice. You know, we can choose to be happy, and we shouldn't really rely on the circumstances around us to be happy. But what is it that you desire so much, that you would love to have in life, right? Do you want to earn 6 figures a year? Do you want to earn 6 figures a month, right? Which is 100% doable. I know people who do this. Is it that you want to be able to quit your job by next year and be 100%, you know, a full-time entrepreneur? What is it that you want to do, right? Be specific. So write those goals down, right? Write dates, okay, next to it, right? I love writing things down. I have like boards and stuff that I write things down, and then I like to cross things off my list once I get it accomplished, you guys. I love doing that, right? So try to do that, right? Get a journal, get a notepad or something like that, right? Write those big goals down. But then when you write those big goals down, because I know that things can become so overwhelming when you're thinking of the big picture and how you're gonna get there, especially if you have like an annual goal or something like that, I want you to do me a favor and break these goals down into smaller, measurable goals, right? So like weekly, right? So for example, your goal is to earn 6 figures for the year. You have to break it down maybe monthly or weekly. You know, how much money do you want to make? What's your goal for the month that will contribute to you earning 6 figures for the year? And when you break it down like that, I find that it is less overwhelming. So that's my challenge for you guys, is to write your goals down for one, okay? Make it clear, make it specific, make it measurable, and also practical, right? And when you write those big goals down, also break it down into small steps, okay? Break it down into small steps of how you plan on achieving those goals, right? The next thing that I want you guys to do, the third thing for accountability, is to share it with somebody else. So share it with your spouse, you know, your husband, your wife, share it with your grandmother, your mom, your dad, whosoever that's close to you, for accountability, so that they can remind you as well of your goals and help you to keep track, right? In addition to that, they will inspire you to keep going even when you feel like giving up, because guess what? You already told them that you're going to do this thing, right? And you don't want to disappoint them. So just telling them what your goals are is going to help you to be accountable, right? So share it. Share your goals with somebody. I'm not telling you to tell the whole world, right? I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you to share it with somebody that's close to you. Share it with somebody that you love. It can be one person, 2 people, or 3 people, right? Maybe the more the merrier, right? But these are people who you trust and love and know, right? They're gonna keep you accountable, right? Because when you share your goals, it just gives you more reason to go for it, right? To go towards that goal and to make it become a reality, right? So share your goal with your loved ones. And the next thing is just to make it happen, you guys, just to make it happen, right? Do one thing daily or weekly, okay, toward that goal. And I'm telling you, it will happen, okay? It will happen. Whatever you want in life is on the other side of consistency. Whatever you want in life, it's on the other side of consistency, right? If you want to get back in shape, over here, okay, I used to be a beast at working out, motivating people to work out every day and all of that, waking up early. Where am I today? I don't know, right? It's a struggle. It's a whole struggle today, but that's okay. I'm getting back into it and it's fine. You know, we have our times, you know, life, we go through our stuff and all of that, right? But yeah, for example, you want to, you know, get back on your fitness journey and all of that. You know, you can't start today and then stop tomorrow, right? You have to be consistent, right? It doesn't work like that. You can't just do it today and just don't do it for the next month and expect that you're just gonna become fit, right? Or if it's eating healthy or, you know, growing your business, right? You have to continue to promote and pivot and just keep doing things, right, that will help you to improve your business, right? So I just wanted to share that today, you guys. I will not stay on here too long, and hopefully by the next podcast, which should be tomorrow, next week I should say, because the goal is to do one episode a week, right? So hopefully by next week I'll actually have a name. But y'all, if I don't have a name, guess what though? I'm still coming on here, okay? I'm still gonna record an episode, right? Because what matters is the message, right? The message is what is most important. And I will also try to figure out, you know, the acoustics and all of that with all these crazy planes flying over me, right? We'll figure that out. But until then, you guys, again, it's your girl Shy-Bivia. It was an absolute pleasure. Let's get well and grow those businesses together. And I'll see you guys later. Be blessed. Bye-bye.